The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Hello, and welcome on into another stream. Going a little bit early today. Zach, what up, buddy? Thank you so much for the gifted membership, my friend. Appreciate it. What up? Going a little early today, and yeah, it's just because I got a lot going on. I want to get into the news, get into these subjects. Then I gotta run some errands, get some stuff ready, get some stuff going on. Holiday season, a lot happening around the house with the fam and everything like that. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a lot going on as well. Shout out to everybody that came by last night. I thought it was a great stream, and I already saw on Discord that some of you had gone over to his channel and given him some love, and I really appreciate that. And apparently he thought it was cool that we did that and that we went over his theories, and I kind of added my theories and stuff like that. So shout out to everybody that was there last night. If you weren't there last night, what we did was we watched a 2-hour video. And it is a video done by a bit of everything. And this guy's great. He does a lot of deep diving, really nerdy breakdowns of concepts and story connections for Marvel Studios and other franchises and things as well. But the reason we've actually watched some of his videos in the past, and one of the videos he watched, Michael Waldron had or one of the videos he made, Michael Waldron had watched and like kind of gave a cosign of. So yesterday, I wanted to go over his 2-hour recap of all of the rules of the Marvel Multiverse. And that's what we did, and did a lot of like fun, little additions to... Oh, what the hell? What happened? What's going on? But last night was fun, man, and it just kind of felt like old school nerd vengeance. And guess what? We're doing it again tonight. Tonight is members only, so if you are a member of the community, if you are a Nerd Venger, you'll have access to that video. We'll be doing it live at 7:30 tonight, and we're going to be deep diving on all the different times from Marvel Comics that Dr. Doom was a god. And that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. I learned some things last night. And I think we're going to learn some stuff tonight as well. And if you're into that sort of stuff, if you're like super hardcore, very, very nerdy, that's the kind of stuff that we're going to do a lot more of going into next year and potentially even into the year after that for Secret Wars. So we are nerd venging once again. And so, again, just appreciate everybody that came by last night. Appreciate you guys that went over and showed him some love on his channel. And, I was sort of talking about this morning with my wife, and it's just great that... Because look, content's weird, the internet's weird, we are subject to the rules of the internet in some ways, and we do some content that, it is what it is. But ultimately, what really drew me to Marvel in the first place, and I think what made a sort of, I guess you call it, a career of it for me, was getting really sweaty, getting really nerdy about these sort of things. And a lot of other content creators sort of paved the road for this type of content, like the late, great John Schnepp, may he rest in peace. And I watched a lot of John and John Campea, early AMC movie days and those sort of things. And the thing you sort of find, and I think this is kind of cool, is A Bit of Everything is one of those guys that, despite everything that's happened and despite all of the, Marvel had a fall off. Like, let's just be real. Marvel had a fall off. There were nerds out there that were still just like having fun and being obsessed with these connections and these things. And what I think he's hoping and what I'm hoping and potentially what a lot of you guys are hoping as well is that is paid off, that there is some really dope shit going on with Doomsday. And I think that's true. I think that there will be. And I think a lot of these things are going to matter. And so I'm re-engaged in the type of content, and it's just fun, man. It's just cool. Like, this is back of the comic book shop kind of talk. This is, chilling with your nerdy friends and nerding out, and that's absolutely great, man. That is absolutely great. Going topside Unity, I don't know what that means, but appreciate you, man. Voton player confirmed. What the hell? Valrak, what are you even doing in here? You come to talk about the Doctor Doom, huh? Valrak, did you get this thing? I shouldn't even show this on screen because somebody will get it, but did you? Fuck, I just showed the whole code. Hey, if you play Tacticus, here's a code to unlock this cool character that I'm not going to use. There it is right there. Whoever gets it first gets it. I was just going to give it to Valrak, but I fucked it up. So there you go. If you play Tacticus, you can get that. We're 0 for 2. We nailed it. We're streaming. I know, right? We're streaming. Awesome. Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, how you guys doing? You guys got any cool plans for the week? Any cool plans for the holiday? I'll take you through a couple of things that are going on today. Maybe a shorter stream today. Don't you even fucking complain. We went for 3 hours last night. And we streamed. So, shorter stream this morning, tomorrow, or tonight at 7:30, deep diving on Doctor Doom. You're definitely going to be there if you're a big old sweaty nerd like I am. Tomorrow, more of a casual stream. I think there'll still be some news. Maybe looking to stream around noon tomorrow. Not exactly sure. And mostly I'm just streaming tomorrow because Friday is my birthday. I am not going to stream on my birthday. So I will stream the day before, and I'm probably going to end up streaming on Saturday because there's a couple of Comic-Cons going on. And it really does seem like Marvel is going to show some Doomsday shit over the weekend. What that is exactly, I don't know. Depending on how dope it is or how crazy the reveal is, I'll go live like immediately on Saturday afternoon. So we'll kind of wait and see. But yes, so tomorrow's stream, you're not streaming the Total War 40K show reveal? When is that? Valrak will probably be streaming. I'll probably stream it with Valrak, and I'll send him some juicy shit while he's live again, just to annoy him. What up, brother? Today's your birthday? Mark, happy birthday to you, brother. Happy birthday. Friday? Okay, great. Long time no see, nerdy fellas. Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome in, welcome in. Super chill day at work. I work at a asphalt plant, and we have no production because of the snow. Just moving material around in my wheel loader, catching the stream. Good vibes. That is a good vibes. I like those kind of lazy, chill work days, man. Those can be nice. Early stream. I work at an ass plant. I mean, Adam, that's actually true, but I'm not going to explain to chat why. Kidneys. I didn't get an alert for last night. Really? Okay. Adam, so you work for Josh. Hey, Carl, you mother... I'm going to take that wrench right back. Believe that? I'm taking that wrench right back. I'm in a rock quarry right now. Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds fun. You just collecting some rocks, or are you out there working, or are you meeting in the middle of nowhere for like some kind of really illegal activity? I got a lazy day at work too, living for the stream, going to karaoke tonight with a buddy. What should I sing? Oh man, that's awesome. Happy for you, and I hope you have a good time at karaoke. I don't sing a lot of karaoke, but when I do, I actually like to hit a couple Sinatra songs. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. And I also like the Black Keys. I like the Black Keys for karaoke. Yeah. Today's my only day off. Oh. Well, I'm hoping you're having a good day off, brother. Karaoke stream party. We actually did a karaoke stream with the members years ago, and I did sing some Sinatra. Yeah. But, yeah, we don't really do that too much anymore. Oh, yeah, I bet you do, Carl. I work nights nights every misses stream. Oh, so you miss every night stream. Okay, yeah. My name is Dom. Josh, can we get a hint of what you're potentially thinking for Saturday? I mean, I really don't know, brother. I mean, look, I'll tell you that I would imagine, I mean, there's a couple options, right? So one is like, they just show like the photo cards and the stuff that we're going to talk about later today, because they did show some stuff at a presentation in the UK or England yesterday. We'll dig into that. So maybe it's just more of that, or it's a little sizzler reel, little sizzle, you know, or it's the full-blown fucking trailer, dude. And I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they're going to do the full trailer and show everybody the full trailer. But then again, I suppose it's possible, yeah. Who do I want to play Batman in the DCU? You know, I'm having trouble with that one, actually. There was this dude that everybody hated as the role. This dude had huge fucking eyebrows. That's like the only thing I remember about him. He had like dark hair, dark features, huge, big eyebrows. Something Man, maybe his name was Man. He seemed good. Luigi, no, I don't think he's available. But you can talk to his agent if you want to. I think they'll do a teaser for the trailer. That sounds correct. Yeah, Nate Man, maybe that's it. Yeah, I know a lot of people are mad about that one. They're like, for whatever reason, they don't like that guy. But I think he would be great. The Rock? No, but you know, look, I actually have it in my notes, and we could talk about it a little bit. There's a new shortlist for Brainiac, and I don't know, man. Maybe I am just a hater. Chat, do you think I'm just a hater? Throw a one into the chat if you think I'm just a hater. But I don't like any of the picks they have for Brainiac, dude. Like, what are these picks? To me, they're safe picks. Safe. And they also feel kind of like we have Brainiac at home. They kind of feel Temu Brainiac. See, if you're just listening or you don't have the chat pulled up, not a single one went into the chat, just so you know. So nobody thinks I'm a hater. So that means that this is accurate, what I'm saying here. Yeah, Sam Rockwell, dude, no fucking way, brother. I'm just saying, like, bias is fair. Bias is absolutely fair. But I just, like, these are not exciting names. They're just not exciting on face value, but they're also just not exciting for the character. I don't, like, I like Matt Smith, but Brainiac? Nah. Yeah, exactly. You need some gravitas. You need some fucking aura, bro. Are there any exciting actors left? Probably none that'll sign up for a big role with James Gunn. I'm just going to be honest. All right, maybe that was a low blow. Maybe they could get some big people, but real talk, I don't know, man. I mean, there's just, god damn, dude. There's just so many more exciting actors out there that I think would be great. You've been gaslit? Yeah, probably. Hey, Josh, our Iron Man was Dr. Doom all along. What villains could the Hulk, Thor, or Hawkeye have been in the Prime Universe? So I think that they are potentially either just evil versions of the Avengers, because we're going to talk about some stuff with Hulk a little bit later on in the stream that's quite interesting. And actually makes the concept art make more sense. It's just so crazy how this all connects. But they're either just actual evil, dark versions of their own characters, or they were villains that got brought in and put into those roles. So, like, I don't know, Hawkeye could be like Barney, Bullseye, a lot of different people that Hawkeye could be. Hulk is probably just Maestro Hulk or something like that. Yeah, I'm sort of evolving my theories on all of this, especially after the video we watched last night. There's a lot of things that I was thinking about this morning just based off of that video where I was like, wow, like, maybe this means this and this means this. Which, by the way, I'm going to hit that dude up. I'm just so fucking buried in work, man. And then I get out of work and it's like, you know, dad time and all that. It's just very crazy. So, but I would love to do a stream with a bit of everything and just shoot the shit for like an hour, maybe two, you know, if he's down. Because I know he thinks deeply about all of this sort of stuff, and I do as well, so that would be cool. Hey, by the way, shout out to everybody on the Discord that's sharing their live Den of Nerds live viewership stuff. I also realize you guys are not sharing the main channel viewership because all of you stopped watching the main channel. What the fuck? But it is still good that you're all watching this channel, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys. And I know we have a very hardcore group. Some of you watched 600 of my videos this year, which doesn't even make sense. I'm going to be honest. That doesn't even make sense. I don't think I made 600 videos this year. But I really appreciate it. And I just think it's so cool that we have that hardcore of a group that watches this content so much. And, you know, I had said on the Discord too that like I'm in a sort of mode of refocusing and recommitting to bringing value to the videos, but also value to the community. And Casper was like, "What do you mean you weren't trying before?" And it's like, brother, chill out. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is like, it's easy to fall into habits. It's easy to fall into patterns. And also, YouTube has changed quite a bit. And I think the truth is the value proposition to the end user or to the viewer has changed. And if you're smart, you just kind of realize that, and you realize you have to like adjust and adapt and change and, you know, refigure things out. So I've already kind of been in that vibe, and you know, one of those things is the video series that we're cooking, and we've talked about that with the members a lot. But also just in general, there's more that I could be doing, and there's more ideation and, you know, just thinking through things for the community. You know, I want to get back to giveaways. I want to get back to releasing fun merch and really like, you know, really refocus a lot of our energies and efforts. So I feel very grateful, and also like I feel a weight of responsibility to meet this moment in the best possible way. You know, I've said this before, and gambling, no, I don't think we're bringing back gambling, brother. I don't think that's the move. And I don't think hey, everybody relax, okay? You guys want to bring some stuff back that I don't want to bring back. Like diamond gambling, call-ins. No. Maybe some form of that. But we will bring some dope shit back. Trust me. Naked Wednesdays? Jesus Christ. Not in this weather, I'll tell you that. Cartoon streams? Gambling is the move. Look, I love gambling, okay? I really like gambling, but I'm a person that's like, I have a personality type that's like so paranoid that I can only gamble so much, and then I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, so I stop. Some people don't have that, and some people really do sort of fall into a trap with gambling, you know what I mean? I love it, though, you know? I do. And I think it should be legal, and I think people should be able to promote it, and it's fine. I don't necessarily have a problem with promoting gambling, but that gambling that we were doing with the Nerd Coin, it was just ruining the content. You know what I mean? It just wasn't a good thingy. You're sorry for besmirching my name one time? Oh, brother, that's fine. There's plenty of people here that have besmirched my name many a time, and I'm pretty thick-skinned, so don't worry about it. Bryan Cranston as Brainiac, that's more exciting than basically all the choices that are out there right now, in my opinion. Naked Thor's Day? Jesus. I gamble on dwarf wrestling. It's incredible. That sounds like a tall order. I don't know. I tried on that one. How do we see how much of your content we watch? I'm actually not sure. They'll let you know in the chat or the Discord. Billy from Power Rangers as Brainiac? No. Nah, dude. Yo, so should we just talk Brainiac a little bit then? Since everybody's like, oh, Brainiac, should we just do that first? Nah, gambling was awesome when you had stuff in the Nerd Coin store to buy. There were aspects of that system that were very good, and there were aspects of it that were bad. And I'm looking to adjust it for 2026. How about that for a political answer? Jason Isaacs is a great choice. We're coming up with more exciting choices right now. Dude, I'm telling you, I think Russell Crowe's a better choice, although I don't think he would probably work with Gunn. I think like those just more serious crazy actors. Dude, I'll throw one out there that would flip your fucking head, but it would actually be amazing. And it's gonna be tough for some of you to hear, but just walk with me on this, okay? Mel Gibson. Yeah. I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say. Okay, and I understand the pushback. Think about it, though. Think about it. Too old? What? Bro, you're hating, bro. Actors like James Gunn. I gotta be honest with you, just me, bro. I know that's not true. There is a certain group of actors that really like James Gunn. There's a lot of people that don't like James Gunn. I know that's probably like shocking or whatever, but trust. I know. Yeah, dude. Mel Gibson would be incredible. Paul Dano's not a good choice. You know, Tarantino's Tarantino's a wildin', but Dano would not be great. Yeah. Cavill, I think Cavill actually would be decent at it, but he's not actually a choice that I want to go with. Andrew Lincoln. Anything you disagree with in the vid last night? No, I don't necessarily disagree with anything. I think the anchor being thing is a point of contention. I think the Prime Universe thing, like, I'd love to talk to him about the Prime Universe and just like, yo, do you know anything about this? Like, because it's so crazy that Orisham was called the Prime Celestial. I'd never put that together before last night. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck does that mean? The Prime Celestial, Prime Universe. What's happening there? You know what I mean? Matt Smith, I don't like Matt Smith in the role, man. Maybe, I mean, you could make the argument that so when I think of a Matt Smith Brainiac, I think of this like highly theatrical Shakespearean version of the character, which like, sure, that could be cool, but like I'm looking for like eldritch horror, ancient, unknowable mind, something that's scary, like almost like Galactus, like a lot of the energy they had coming from Galactus. You know what I mean? Yeah. What about the dude for The Conjuring? He could work. I like that guy. Yeah. Javier Bardem would definitely have aura. That's for sure. Majors would cook as Brainiac. Yeah, Majors would absolutely cook. I just think that's several years away before he gets high profile shit again, if it happens. Yeah. Joshua Lucas, yes, that's my name. Kevin Hart? Nah, but Drewski could work. Honestly, a Drewski Brainiac would be very James Gunn. And in fact, a lot of the people he's eyeing are basically like white Drewskis. Let's be real. Chat, is this a wild take? Matt Smith is white Drewski. Is that a wild take? I don't know. Wild? Okay. Pretty wild? Okay. All right. Hey, look, we're just testing the waters here. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to find where the limits are. Daniel Day-Lewis would be great, of course. Okay. Let's calm you guys down, man. You guys are going crazy right now. So I need to reel you guys back in. Where's this shit at? What do you want to do first, guys? You want to do some Marvel stuff, or you want to do the DC stuff and then get into the Marvel stuff? Should we? We're kind of in a DC mode right now. Yeah, let's DC and then Marvel. Hang on, we'll make it quick. Warhammer first? Oh, I'd love to, man. I'd love to, but I didn't prepare anything for it yet. Okay. Where's this Brainiac shit at anyway? I think this was scooped by Nexus Point News, who's very good, actually. They're very good. Oh, yeah, that's Millie Bobby Brown and some bullshit. Do y'all want Millie Bobby Brown in the X-Men? I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. I'm going to go ahead and say no, thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What the hell are we looking at? Oh yeah, Brainiac. Where's the actual Nexus Point News article? Because I don't know some of these people, man. Like I need. Okay, here we go. Okay. So a couple of things. Let's talk about Brainiac, and then we'll talk also about the DC deal, because apparently like the Netflix thing is actually like possible now, which is, I think, is pretty wild. But I guess expect the unexpected here in this year of our Lord 2025. So according to Nexus Point News, who I think has an incredible track record and has sources, the shortlist for actors in the Brainiac are down to Klaus Bang, what a great name, Matt Smith, he's cool, and Sam Rockwell. I like both of the last two. I don't really know Klaus Bang. What was he in, chat? What was Klaus in? Was he in the other short list? And by the way, I should make mention of the fact that Nexus Point News put this under like unverifiable rumor stuff, probably just so Gunn wouldn't come after them or whatever. But yeah, they've sort of started doing that things we can't prove, but what we've heard kind of stuff, which is fine, totally fine, and I still think valid. So what's Klaus Bang in? Klaus would kill the role. What's he in? What's he in, guys? What's he in? What has he been in? What's he in? A show? Some movies? Who is this freaking guy? I don't know this guy. Now I got to be honest with you. My first reaction to this is like weak sauce, bro. This shit is weak sauce. Okay. I like Matt Smith. I like Sam Rockwell. I don't think they're right for Brainiac. They're not intimidating. They're also certainly not popping. You know what I mean? Like they're just not. At this point, literally the highest profile actor in the entire fucking DCU is probably Lex Luthor. And that's crazy. Like that, I think is crazy. Now, you don't necessarily need a big name for this role, but what this feels like is Temu big name. This feels like big name we have at home. This feels like we can't get. Honestly, it's a little bit of like what happened with the Fantastic Four. I'm going to be honest. It's having that same energy of the Fantastic Four, where they want to ball on a budget. You know, they want a name, but they don't want to spend Robert Downey Jr. money. That's totally fair. I don't know that that's the move, and it's certainly not doing anything for me. There's nothing that's cool or exciting about any of these picks. They all feel safe. They feel safe as fuck. And I kind of hate it. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of hate it. However, with that being said, maybe there's some other opinions out there. Matt Smith is, I think, an incredibly underrated actor, and there have been many big roles that he kind of like didn't get or whatever. And, out of the three, because again, I don't really know Klaus, out of the three, I think maybe he has the most potential to turn in something far and above our expectations and really find something with that character and act in a physical way, and also just, with his actual performance and the way he's going to deliver the lines, et cetera, to actually give gravitas and mystery and all of these elements that I think are really important to Brainiac, right? And that's basically all I really have to say about that. Pretty uninspiring picks, in my opinion. However, maybe none of that shit will matter, because all of a sudden it's literally looking like, and this is a crazy article out of the New York Post, guys, that's essentially saying Skydance has a plan B if Netflix wins the auction for Warner Brothers. Okay, now this gets into the whole, discussion of who's going to get Warner Brothers and all of that sort of stuff. But this shit is like really actually heated up recently. Okay, so I just want to read a little bit of this, and then we'll kind of talk about what it means. If Warner Brothers Discovery is leaning towards a Netflix offer in the in the race for the company's assets, rival bidder Paramount Skydance has a plan B to win the auction. On the Money has learned Netflix has made a majority a majority, cash offer to purchase Warner Brothers Studio and HBO Max, while Paramount Skydance has made an all-cash bid offer for the whole company, including cable channels. CNN and HBO sources say WB could pick a winning bidder as early as this week. People close to the process tell the Post. A source close to Warner Brothers Discovery said the media giant believes there is now a horse race between Paramount Skydance and Netflix, whose outcome is a toss-up, giving it a 50-50% chance. Still, speculation is growing that Warner Brothers Discovery has come to prefer the Netflix bid. Insiders note that Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos and WB chief Zazie are said to be close. Netflix is also seen by Warner Brothers Discovery board as a better steward of Warner Brothers Discovery's assets as opposed to Larry and David Ellison, who are relative newcomers to the major media, according to the source. But if the board chooses Netflix, the Ellisons are developing a game plan that involves going over the head of the board and directly telling Warner shareholders, similar to the hostile bid for the company. According to people with direct knowledge of the matter, the pitch, Netflix deal is doomed to fail, facing rejection by President Trump, antitrust cops at the Department of Justice, if litigated a loss in federal court. Likewise, the Ellisons will argue that theirs is the only deal that will glide through the regulatory process and that shareholders will be paid immediately for the entire company. Even if Netflix pitches a majority cash bid close to $30 a share, as they suspect, the price will go above the Ellisons' current offer to around $25. Wow, that's kind of crazy. So they're saying the Ellisons' offers all the way down at $25 right now? Wow. Shareholders need to haircut offer, given the time value of money during a legal process that could be more than 2 years. So they're saying like Netflix would have to overpay to compensate for that delay. Based on my conversation, the Ellisons aren't going away quietly and they're making contingency plans if they lose, said one major executive who's had conversations with people at Paramount and Skydance. A spokesperson for Paramount had no comment. Warner Brothers reps also declined to comment. As the Post reported earlier, senior White House officials recently met to discuss concerns about the Netflix combo, combining two similar so-called Horizon assets, Netflix number one streaming service, Warner's number 3. HBO Max almost always led to an adverse outcome on antitrust grounds. As discussed, Warner Brothers Netflix combo would face serious opposition of the European regulators, etc. Blah, blah, blah. So I guess we got to ask ourselves, is this just more games being played? Is this just all trying to spread narrative that would push ultimately the stock price up towards that $30 offer? I'm actually confused that it's still around 25. Yeah, it's a really, really interesting game being played. Now, when I saw a bunch of these reports about Netflix, I really discounted them mostly. This was the first time I was like, oh shit, the New York Post is like actually talking about this and saying that some people at WBD are calling this thing a toss-up, a 50-50 coin toss-up. Because the way I see it, and I don't know that this is true, but the way I see it is Netflix is actually the most likely to completely disrupt what James Gunn is doing. I know a lot of people think that's Paramount. I don't. You know, there's some evidence, and I think this is like a thread that a lot of Snyder bros are kind of holding on to desperately, is the Saudi money and the Universal Park that they want to build in the Middle East. And sure, there is something to how maybe the Crown Prince or just in general people that like, let's just say the international community might embrace like a Zack Snyder kind of a thing more there, right? So I think that that's fair. But ultimately, like, especially if it's Paramount, I think Paramount just wants to be firing on all cylinders and attacking the marketplace. And firing Gunn or rebuilding DC takes one of their major guns of the Navarone kind of off the table. And I just don't think that's the strategy that they are looking to do. So I actually think Netflix is the most likely to disrupt Gunn's shit. And I think a lot of other people recognize that as well. And yeah, it's just weird, right? Now, it ultimately comes down to, you know, what does the board want? What does Zaslav want? Because I'll tell you this right now, I don't think Zaslav gives a fuck about anything other than that $500 million bonus and getting that stock price up to $30 a share. And if Netflix is willing to overpay to the tune of making his fucking dreams come true, I think he's totally incentivized to do that. And he's also close with the Netflix CEO. So I don't know. I guess the plot thickens a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. So dude, I have no idea. But here's another thing I'll say, getting back to the actual content here and getting back to the DCU and Brainiac, because I do want to know what you guys think of these picks. But here's the thing. I think DC over the next couple of years might be cooked either way. I want you to think about the competition that's about to happen between DC and Marvel. And we're about to talk about the story that Dune 3 just ran away from Doomsday. And that's just true. I'm gonna fucking tell you what happened, and it's crazy, okay? But think about DC versus Marvel. So next year, Supergirl is going up basically against Spider-Man. Clayface is going up basically against Doomsday. And then Timu Brainiac is going up against Secret Wars. And then after that, if Gunn gets his shit together, he's going up against the X-Men. So, I mean, dude, I don't even think Paramount's going to change it, but maybe they should, because this shit ain't it. Like, this is just not going to be able to compete. And right now, there's this big shift happening around the conversation of Doomsday, and it's actually just because a lot of people that haven't even seen the trailer just are hearing the buzz about the Doomsday trailer and hearing the buzz about Doomsday, and they're already starting to shift and freak out because there's a lot of loose lips in that town, okay? And the reality is they're becoming aware of what Marvel's about to do. And I mean, I don't know how this shit competes with it, frankly. Yeah, so that's kind of my takes on it, man. What do you guys think? There's, multifaceted story, different avenues. What do you think about this? Any aspect of it, Again, and also, who is this Klaus dude? Like, who is this guy? I never seen this guy before, man. I don't want them to reboot DC again. I understand that. I don't necessarily want that either. But look at the next 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, because here's a thought. If they're cooked either way over the next 2 years, maybe you do pull Man of Tomorrow, and maybe you do rebuild. Real talk. Because otherwise, what are you doing? He's the only crossover name with Grace's initial list. Whoa, interesting. Okay. Wow, that's interesting, Adam. Fuck it, reboot. LOL. They're only one film in anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think so again, I don't even think this is going to happen. I think the Ellisons, because I don't think the Ellisons even understand. I don't think Zaslav fucking understands. Like, dude, he's just like, I want Marvel. And so he gets the Marvel guy. And he's like, now I've got the Marvel guy, and we're making the DC, and we're doing the Supermans, and Supermans is great, and all that. Dude, you don't understand shit. About what this is, about what's going on, about the movement. I mean, Marvel is basically the last hope that the comic book movie genre even continues to persist. Doomsday has to be so radically different than everything that's come out in the past couple of years that it has to completely shift, and I think it will. But, like, you're going to run a Phase 4-5 playbook and make a Clayface movie in the face of that? That's wild. And I don't even think Kevin's playing rough with them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. This is a one-sided segment. Yeah, the side's the truth, motherfucker. Like, what do you have to say? Like, brother, tell me the alternate narrative. What the hell else is going on? What defense could possibly be given to DC right now? Tell me the other side. What other side is there? I hope they make Mad Hatter movie. Jesus. Zaslav doesn't give a fuck about DC. Totally. 100%. I thought Clayface was going to be a TV show. No, it's a movie. There is no other side. Yeah, I don't think there is another side, dude. They eating too much Campbell's? Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. This thing has no motion. Like, no aura. Like, this thing is... and we'll see, because maybe Lanterns can turn it around, or maybe Lanterns is about to show a trailer where they talk about a squirrel Green Lantern. Clayface, $250 million at the box office. That would be great for Clayface, because Gunn has said it's only going to cost like $40 million or something like that. At least that's what they said. By the way, Gunn came out to say that Forbes reporting on the budget of Supergirl is completely false. Again, and he said that same shit when the thing came out of the state of Ohio, the 376 number. He said the same thing then. This dude is a fucking liar, dude. You're already turning on lanterns, so it's cooked. I want to be turned back. I want to watch the trailer for Lanterns and be like, yo, I was wrong. They're cooking. Let's fucking go. I just don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, you don't even watch MCU content? Brother, I know you're in your feelings right now, and I totally get it, but I just spent 2 hours, actually 3, last night, going over 30 different movies and shows, tying connections, and sure, there were some that I hadn't seen, like the What If shit, and you know, some of the stuff I skipped, and Ironheart and stuff like that, but like, you're in your feelings. And it's fine, but you're not actually speaking facts. Like, you're just in your feelings right now. To me, at this point in cinema history, Marvel is Coke and DC is Pepsi. Both can exist, but the majority will always have Coke at the restaurant, yet settle for Pepsi. Yeah, and look, the thing that's ironic is I think DC Comics is borderline dominating Marvel Comics right now. So it's not like DC doesn't have the ability to have motion and juice. I just think gun shit is not it. I just want a Justice League level movie like the animated show. Yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of gold in them hills. DC obviously has awesome shit, awesome characters, great villains, dude, great villains. Clayface is not one of them, but they have great villains. So, yeah, I mean, I think DC deserves to pop the fuck off. But, like, dude, I'm just, like, guys, these movies are competing over, and I know it's like, well, why does it have to be a competition? Because life is a fucking competition. I don't know. I didn't fucking invent it. I didn't write the fucking simulation, okay? But life is competitive. Human beings are competitive, right? So this conversation, this little thing I'm telling you right now, that's going to persist for the next 2 years. You think Marvel fans are going to be nice about Spider-Man shitting all over Supergirl? I don't think so. Maybe I will because I'm a really nice guy, but a lot of the fans will not. Okay? It's the internet. How long you reckon the current DCU goes on for, or goes past Supergirl? Well, look, if Supergirl is a shocking hit and makes like 600-700 milli, and people are like, dude, wow, like that broke the mold. We didn't see this coming. This is actually incredible, which could happen. I'd give it like a 10% chance. Then they're fine, right? But if Supergirl makes like 300 million, I mean, Gunn doesn't exactly have 10 years where he made $23 billion for the studio to be like, well, I know Phase 4 and 5 is going rough, but like we made you $23 billion. He doesn't have that. So I don't know. I mean, I suppose it depends on who buys Warner Brothers, right? But yeah. Stuck in Pittsburgh traffic right now. What's up, Josh? Hey, I'm on my way to Pittsburgh this week, baby. I'm coming down Friday. I'm coming down to Pittsburgh Friday to celebrate my birthday. I'm also going to complain about Mike Tomlin while I'm down there, too. Woo! Because I want to feel like I belong, you know? CC Black says, Doomsday will be a game changer. RDJ, Toby, and Hugh. Yeah, we got RDJ, Toby, and Hugh. And Gunn's over here bargain shopping for Brainiac. Remember when Josh lost $500 because DC had a bigger box office than Marvel? God damn it! I don't remember that. I did actually put, there's a video that's coming out tomorrow that I discuss it. I actually discuss in the video for tomorrow my loss of $500 to the bet to Skylar Schuler, and then I lost $500 to Brandon Davis. I gotta stop making these bets, dude. And also, what's the deal with $500 in me? I'm obsessed with 500. I don't know. $500 is such a good number. It's such a round, awesome number. I love to demand it and then also lose it in bets. I don't know. I did buy $500 of Coca-Cola too. Am I neurodivergent? Don't answer that. Of course I am. It is a good number. It is a really good number. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe try 250. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. We got an honorable mention the Rebel Moon take. God damn it! Where do you people come from? God damn it. All right, anyway, that's the segment on DC. They're totally fucked. Now let's talk about Doomsday. Oh, shit. Okay. We got some stuff to talk about with Doomsday. Oh, you guys just like egg me on with this shit, man. It's your fault. You know, I've got a bad reputation, and it's basically all you guys. You know? Okay. So yesterday, the official marketing for Avengers Doomsday kicked off, and there was an event in Europe, and a couple of different images, slideshow, dealy-dallies, logos, etc., was shown to everybody. This piece here is making the rounds for a couple of different reasons, which, by the way, too, like 1.6 million views on this shit. I just want to show you yesterday, just brag a little bit about a couple of things. So this post that I made here has 1 million views. This post only 60K. And then this post down here, which we're going to talk about how they ran from it, has 1.6 million views. So there's a lot of, there's like actual motion with Marvel is my point. Okay. So confirmed teams in Avengers Doomsday, and these images were put on display for everybody here. And there's a couple of things that are surprising here, maybe of note, but here we have the Fantastic Four, familiar with all of them. Here we have the new Avengers, and that's the team that we're used to after Thunderbolts, basically, right? These are the guys in the post-credit scene. So you have Sebastian Stan, Florence Pugh, Lawrence Pullman, Hannah John Common, I can't read that, Wyatt Russell, and David Harbour. I'm excited for this team, by the way. Thunderbolts, underrated movie, great chemistry with this cast, and I'm excited to have them in the film. We have our X-Men team here, and there's some notable missing X-Men here, which we'll get into a little bit, but we have Patrick Stewart, Professor X, Rebecca Romaine is back as Mystique, Channing Tatum as Gambit, James Marsden as Cyclops, Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, Kelsey Grammer as Beast, and Ian McKellen as Magneto. Pretty fucking dope. And then we've got this over here, which is kind of interesting. This kind of shocked some people. Not just because it looks like Paul Rudd is wearing lipstick and they have this continuous headshot that they use of Anthony Mackie everywhere where his face looks a little bit odd. But also because this team seems to confirm that Chris Hemsworth's Thor and Tom Hiddleston's Loki will be showing up together on this team for the Avengers? Like the actual Avengers? What? That's kind of wild. Now, my big stupid head's in the way. Hang on. Sorry. Sorry about my big stupid head, guys. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, a lot of us were kind of thinking like, yeah, Thor, Loki, it really does seem like they've got something planned with them. But now, you know, seemingly confirmed because, again, this is actual promotion. Like, this isn't like somebody threw together a PowerPoint for some local Comic-Con. This is official Marvel stuff. This is how they're selling the movie to people, okay? So these are our different teams, and there's some interesting things here. So let's go through the interesting things, and then let's talk about the MCU and how it's over, and people are freaking out. So, first of all, this team specifically, again, with the Loki and Thor thing, that's kind of crazy. Now, it feels as though Sam's team of Avengers and Bucky's team of Avengers are going to kind of combine to become the Avengers. But they start operating as separate teams initially, and that's really clearly depicted by the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. This is the team of the Avengers that, you know, Sam and the SHIELD and the government, a little bit more official in that sense. However, the other group of Avengers has, like, the Stark Tower, potentially access to damage control, and things that Valentina had access to, including a lot of technology and stuff like that. Why then would Loki and Thor be on this team of Avengers? Well, I think this may well be because they will potentially have some of their members join up a little bit and do stuff with Yelena's team and the Thunderbolts. But also, I think this team kind of transforms into the team that will survive through the collapse of the entire multiverse, end up on the raft. And part of why is we saw footage with Danny Ramirez in that one behind-the-scenes shot with Eben Moss-Baccarat, and I believe Shuri was there, and it seems to be some kind of a ship, which a lot of us thought was maybe like the life raft or something that would become the life raft. Now, as far as Loki is concerned, this is really interesting because this is weird because it's really like they're trying to sell you, I think, because this is marketing. Don't forget that. This is marketing. I think they're really trying to sell you on this team of Avengers, and Thor and Loki are the coolest ones on this team. And so I can't tell if this is just a marketing ploy, and it technically is true to some thing that's going to happen maybe in the third act or the second act, or is it actually the case that Thor comes into the picture much sooner, and that potentially Thor and Loki come into the place a lot sooner? Because if they're all trying to get to where Steve is at, that's like another element of this. We did hear that in the Windsor Park estate, when they shot that scene, Tom Hiddleston was there with Haley and with Chris, right? So that's quite interesting. And I think Alex said in one of his Q&As that Thor's going to enter the picture sooner than he did in the third act at the end of Infinity War, that his arc is similar, but he's actually going to enter the story a lot sooner. So could this group of Avengers be active in some kind of goal or some kind of thing going on with Loki, perhaps even a lot sooner than we first imagined? That's kind of an interesting thing here, or maybe it's potentially just marketing, okay? Now, let's talk about the X-Men a little bit. Now, there is some concern here that there's only one Wabbin on here. And I'm not concerned about that, but there are some people that are concerned about that. And to be honest with you, I think it's really more about a lack of Storm, a lack of Jean. Now, as far as Storm is concerned, last time I checked, she's not in the movie, man. Last time I checked, Halle did not want to do it, or maybe she didn't think she got paid enough to do it, or whatever, right? So last I heard, she's not in it. Last I heard, Femke's not in it either. However, we do know they're going to shoot more stuff like around February of next year. And rumor is that's where they're going to put a lot of the multiversal Avengers, a lot of the cameo stuff. Wolverine is confirmed by the Wrap and I think Deadline to be in the film. And yet I think John was accurate when Campea reported that right now Hugh has not filmed anything for it. Who knows for sure? Because we've seen those set photos that seem to show Toby and him, but was that for the promotion? Or was that for set? Because they shot on mocap suits, but maybe for promotion they had actual suits on. Okay. So, what's the deal with this? Well, I believe this is going to take place in a world in that, 100, or the homie last night called it 10005 or something like that. I thought it was so cool, but it's the 10005 universe that's in the Marvels, at the end of the Marvels. And the rumor is this is a mutant utopia. This is a planet or a timeline or a universe where the X-Men kind of got what they always wanted, and they have a utopia of sorts, okay? I was also told that there's an Illuminati of sorts from this universe that's probably going to be called the Great Society. A couple of different leaks have come out about that, and the Great Society leak could explain why Maria Rambeau, the mother of Monica, and Binary in that world is there at the X-Mansion. Because I would imagine Charles is a member of the Great Society, and I would imagine Magneto is as well. Now, are there more X-Men in this movie? I think so. I think Scarlet Witch is one. And we heard that maybe Polaris was one, and that maybe when you go to Genosha, you will see the House of Magneto and his whole entire family. And, that would include potentially a good version of Scarlet Witch. And, the Chris Claremont thing, kind of looking back at that, does say that we would get the Scarlet Witch. So frankly, I think there are more X-Men in here, but I don't know that Femke Jean is one of them, and I don't know that Halle Berry Storm is one of them. I really don't. And it is possible too, because you know, depending on how they go with this, because I've heard that like this X-Men universe might be already out there destroying universes. Maybe Doom is like kind of pushing them secretly to kill other universes, and maybe that's connected to the Great Society. But I think it's possible Jean died. I think it's possible Storm died. And yeah, they could just be dead in that universe, and maybe not for no reason. You know what I mean? So that's what I think it is. Now, I think we're about to get a new Storm, or we're about to get a new Jean Grey. And of course, I would love for Halle to be in it. Of course, I would love for Femke to be in it. But like, think back to Deadpool and Wolverine, right? I mean, they couldn't get that one dude to be the Juggernaut, and so they literally just cast somebody else, and then Deadpool made a joke about it. So, look, they're juggling an incredible amount of shit. I will tell you this. I think all of these actors depicted here are actually really fucking excited about this movie. And I think they're really excited about coming back to their role. And I think they're going to get some juicy story stuff. Okay? So that feels good and copacetic to me as a fan. And yeah, maybe we're not going to get everybody, but this is a good group, and I'm excited about it. Okay? Next up, I guess we'll go here. Although I don't really think there's too much to say here. This is a good team. I'm excited about this team. I think these guys are cool, funny, and I think that Sentry, Louis Pullman here, you know, seems to be maybe a central focus, a central aspect of the entire film, and that is dope. You have here, of course, the Fantastic Four. Again, not too much to say here. There is one other thing to say about this before we get too crazy into speculation town and all that sort of stuff. But this was here, and my God, a lot of people kind of, I don't know, confused, upset, mad, or making comments about this particular thing here. Robert Downey Jr., and it says Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom. And everybody's like, oh shit, so he's actually not playing Iron Man? Well, look, there's two things that could be going on. Number one, they're just lying, and they're saving the Iron Man return for the movie, because there is a lot they're saving. I mean, there's no Toby here, there's no Hugh Jackman, right? There's like a lot of stuff they're saving. I think the multiversal Avengers and Steve and Peggy are the big teases, the things that they're kind of hiding. But the other thing that could be going on here is like, who was Iron Man really? He was always Victor. So technically, by playing Victor Von Doom and Doctor Doom, it still allows him to play the other version of Iron Man, which I know is trippy and people still don't believe for whatever reason. But more and more, I just think that is what it is. So, yeah, that's kind of like a thing. Now, we'll talk a little bit about the MCU and the Scoopers and Kevin and just everything that's going on. So, as I've said before, I strongly feel that Marvel Studios has internally shifted, and they are literally going away from the representation, the female representation, all of that sort of stuff. They're literally just dialing it all back, okay? I've heard this. Chris Gore has talked about this. Gary from Nerderotic has talked about this. A lot of people talk about this. There's an internal shift at Marvel. Basically, what Chris Gore said was like, Kevin basically told everybody, like, we tried. We tried. It didn't work. We have to do what the audience desires. And so they're pulling away from that. I think when you look at the promotion used and you see how few female characters, and not just female characters, but like the bullshit characters. Let's be honest. There was so few of the bullshit characters on these promo images that I think you could say at the very least, the marketing of the movie is leaning heavily into the male characters, the male energy and nostalgic feelings from the past. I think that is appropriate. The thing that happened yesterday, though, and you can see this, it happened all over the internet. A lot of the scoopers and the insiders and the people that run their websites, et cetera, literally got so butthurt about this. They were so mad about this. Literally saying, like, bring the MCU back. Like, what the fuck is this? And then other people saying, like, oh, but there's other characters and they're mostly women, all this sort of stuff. It's all the same energy. And I've tried to say this before, but I'm basically convinced that about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, Marvel quietly made that shift. And this explains political stuff that was removed from certain projects as well, leaving them feeling pretty bland, but also maybe less damaging to the brand overall. And it also explains why about a year and a half ago and 2 years ago, all the scoopers turned on Marvel and Kevin Feige. Bro, they have been so negative towards Kevin. And in my DMs, it's even worse than what they say publicly. It's crazy. And I'm sitting there like, what happened? Like, why did you guys all turn on Kevin? This is why. This is why. Because they cannot handle this. And they want to make it a thing. And they want to shame. And they want to confuse. And they want to make people like me mad. Remember when Daniel was talking about how the MCU X-Men was going to be female-centric? That shit was a lie. Okay? And we don't know how many of these other little things that the scoopers put out here and there are also lies. And at the end of the day, look, I don't really think it matters that much. I mean, the other day, it might have literally been Monday. Somebody, like, one of the first things y'all brought up was, like, She-Hulk. And I'm literally like, why the fuck are we talking about She-Hulk? I don't give a fuck. Like, this is the shit we should be talking about. These are the cool characters. These are the cool heroes. These are awesome Fox X-Men characters. What are we doing even rehashing the past and doing all that? And you know, the truth is, some of these people just can't let go of that. And they're just going to like try to make it a thing and try to bitch and moan the whole way to Endgame or the whole way to Doomsday and the whole way to Secret Wars. And it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Their time is over. This shift is real. And it's not going to literally become no girls allowed, but it's probably going to return to what Marvel was when it was purchased. And there were all these articles that came out in like 2007, 2008. I've brought them up on stream before. Financial analysts, people in the space saying Disney is buying Marvel to get more male fans into that ecosystem. Disney wants more access to young male fans. That's why they bought Marvel, and then they turned around and tried to take it in a female brand direction for it to have synergy with the wider Disney ecosystem, which was dominated by female consumers. And they got so weird about it, they couldn't just admit that it became such a thing that now, and this is really what it is. I tried to explain this to people, you know, like Ross and other community members that are like, why didn't you go see Predator Badlands in the movie theaters? Or why did you turn off Marvel Zombies after episode 1? Because I'm not at the same place I was 5 years ago. I am so fatigued by this shit that it's not going to be good enough for them to just dial it back. Because now I'm so hypersensitive to it and all of it fucking pisses me off so much that you need to go the other way. And that feels represented in this marketing. So we don't know for sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the first scene in Endgame is female Doctor Doom killing RDJ and the joke's on us and it's MCU forever. But I don't think so. So that's my overall take, man. Marketing, promo, fucking butthurt, people on Twitter, etc., etc. What a goddamn world. What do you think of this, chat? I will look at the chat for a little bit here. What do you guys think? Do you think Mystique will have a motherly relationship with Nightcrawler and Doomsday? No, I don't think so. Predator Badlands was great, Josh. I'm disappointed you skipped it. Well, I only skipped it in theaters. I will watch it on streaming. Actually, my barber yesterday spoke very highly of that movie. I'm sure it's fun. You're missing 12 to 15 years of context in between. They made the switch after they hit the pinnacle. Why wouldn't they try shit? That's fair. I mean, you know, when you're kind of on top of the world, you take a little bit more chances. You feel like, and they did frankly have more cachet, because the thing that's weird is we did watch a lot of that shit, right? So, like, they were right in a sense. I just think that, like, there was a turning and they didn't adjust and, like, just kind of went further and further and further. I'm not coming from a place of bitch and moan. I just want to give good characters that were weak projects another chance. And that's appropriate. And I think you can feel that way. But you have to understand, you are not a representation of most of the people in this room. And there are a lot of us that are like, that's very nice, Carlos. We don't give a fuck! Okay? Respectfully. I feel like they had a lot of catching up in terms of the lineup, and we had a lot of female characters introduced because of 30 plus movies with only dudes. Fair, but again, that's silly. You bought a thing for $4 billion because it had attributes that you thought would be valuable to your company. And then you change the attributes, and then you watch the numbers go down. It's like, what are we doing here? The market decides. And here's the other thing, too, and I'm not trying to be, like, rude, okay? I am rude. I am an asshole. I'm not really trying to be. But here's the other thing. Y'all had years to show the fuck up for this shit. Where were you? Where are all these fans that really care about this sort of shit? You look at the demographics of the Marvels. The Marvels was a box office bomb. And yet, a lot of the people that watched it were people like me. The Dude Bros. The Dude Bros are the ones that showed up the most for that movie. These people didn't even show up for the shit that was made for them. So it's over. It's over. You know? And the other thing that drives me crazy is, like, you look at content like Reacher, right? Which is like one of the biggest fucking shows ever and has a ton of females that watch it. And it's like, at some point, maybe you think, wow, even ladies kind of like Dude Bro content. Not all of them or whatever, but, like, come on. Scoopers Like Shine didn't help with the narrative either. Oh, no, they were actually very damaging. And that's, like, part of the... I blocked both these motherfuckers. I blocked Daniel, I blocked Shine. I don't want to speak to them ever again. And they clearly had an agenda to hurt Kevin. And I think they clearly did it because they saw what was happening. Ironically, they pushed more narrative about woke shit than even the Chuds. Real talk. And they did it to stir. They did it to hurt. Vile behavior. Day one, homie, but did your barber not give you a cut or a beard lineup? You have a short stream and get a cut. So I actually do have, like, a bit of patchiness here. But no, I do that myself, as you can probably tell. I feel like a lot of grifters really took control of the narrative. Yes, in some ways, yes. No more scoops from them? No, I mean, they're going to continue to scoop, and it's just going to be out there, and we will talk about it if it's cool. But I'm done talking to them on an individual level, and I'm done letting them whisper into my ear like fucking Grima Wormtongue. Like, get the fuck out of here. And also, too, I've got sources better than them that are completely outside of the scooping cabal. And basically, like, nobody else in the space has that. Like, a lot of people... All right, I'm going to stop because this is going to go down a dangerous road. But a lot of people are just copy pasta remix. Duh. You can tell because now they're on OP opinion-based business. They tweet opinion and aggregate. Yeah, totally. Josh, did you hear about the dude who got arrested playing the main... I did hear about that, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Okay. All right. Is everybody cool? Are we all right? Can we move on? Do we understand what's happening? And by the way, like, the irony is, a lot of these folks enjoyed Marvel before. So are you really going to reject Marvel going back to what it was before? I mean, sure, you can. That's on you. But, like, I'm not. I need that return to form, you know? X9000, you're not okay? That's all right, buddy. That's all right. We'll make an exception for you. I need more men. Okay, but Shine is actually a hater. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, good. Now that we're all on the same page and we totally understand what's going on, let's talk about some other cool shit, okay? Okay, can we talk about how Dune just ran the fuck away? And you guys, look, some of y'all might not believe that this is what happened, but I'm telling you this is what happened. So we need to talk about, I think, the biggest and the greatest cosign that people inside Hollywood are starting to understand what is about to happen with Doomsday. And I want to bring this up, okay? So this is a tweet I had yesterday. A banger, 19,000 likes, 1.6 million views. Huge, huge tweet, which, by the way, I didn't know. You never know what's going to blow up or what's not, right? This guy, Doge Marine, if you're watching, hit me up very, very early on, and I was able to sort of clarify my feelings towards the films and the books. And I actually appreciate that because 100,000 people saw it, which is cool. So, report. The release date for Dune 3 is reportedly expected to move up a month or two to October or November 2026. The movie is currently expected to release December 18th, the same day as Avengers Doomsday. Now, a couple of things operating here. They absolutely ran from Doomsday, okay? And there's just no way around it. And the reason we know this is because they had the date first. They had the date first. Doomsday was delayed 7 months and got put right there. You don't think that was intentional? You don't think that's Disney Warner Brothers? You're crazy. Okay? Now, I also want to make mention of the fact that many people online, and maybe even people inside Hollywood, were suggesting that Doomsday would move again. I remember this. They took that date, and a lot of people said, oh, dude, they're going to have to move it again. They can't compete with Dune 3, especially with the current state of Marvel, et cetera, et cetera. And I think there's still people out there that kind of believe this. But the difference is, and this is where, like, if you are good at utilizing the sense-making apparatus of the world, then you will recognize certain figureheads and certain people are, like, incredibly important to watch. So, like, one thing is insurance. Okay. Another thing is bank investments. Okay. So, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but one of the simple ways you could tell that global warming was a major scam. Oh my God, I'm going to lose some subscribers for this. But one of the reasons you could tell is because huge banks were giving out loans to build properties in places that others were claiming would be covered by sea. The banks that have the money have the smartest fucking people on the planet making sure that that shit would happen. And if the smartest people on the planet knew that that shit was going to happen, they wouldn't invest a goddamn dime there. It's the same thing with, like, unfortunately, nuclear reactors. You look at the insurance companies and how they view nuclear reactors, and you're just like, wow, maybe those things are not as safe as people believe, right? There are ways to make sense thinking in game theory of what is at stake for individuals and how incentivized are they to get to the actual truth. The people that made this decision for Warner Brothers are very smart. And they're very plugged in, and they are aware of what is going on in that town. Okay? And so, look, man, even the fucking scoopers that are out here trying to shit on Kevin are saying stuff like it's the best looking Russo movie ever. The trailer's actually really good. Even those people are out there admitting this. And that's because they know they can't have a counter narrative to what is popular when it happens. That whole town is buzzing right now about this Doomsday shit. I'm telling you, that's why so much is coming out. That's why so much is leaking out. So this movie, Dune 3, which, I mean, is Dune potentially either the strongest or one of the strongest franchises that Warner Brothers currently has? Yes or no, chat? I would argue yes. I would argue between the first movie and the jump to the second movie, the fact that they had that show, they're doing another season of the show. I think Dune is a massive fucking franchise for them. And the fact that they had this date and then Doomsday moves into it and they don't move immediately. It's not like they were like, oh, Doomsday, we better move. It's a game of chicken. And then once the shit started coming out, once they're like, oh, wow, that trailer. Oh, wow, they're spending this much on marketing. Holy shit, this actually might be big. Like, people in that town talk. And the really, really smart people that make huge financial decisions like this is a huge financial decision. They know what the fuck is up. So this is a sign that very smart people in that town are aware of what a big deal this is going to be, and they've moved one of their sacred cows off the chopping block by making this move. And I'm not shitting on the Dune movies. I like the Dune movies. I like the Dune franchise. I like the books, et cetera, et cetera. There's even a chance that Dune 3 is a better film than Doomsday in some ways. I'm open to that possibility. But a lot of people don't understand and are looking past the possibility that Doomsday is going to blow up. I mean, crush in a way that maybe we haven't seen a movie crush in a long time. And that includes some of these other big billion-dollar films. Of course, we don't know for sure, right? But I think this is what it is. I think it is an incredible cosign to how industry people are viewing what Doomsday is about to be. And we're going to know very soon because we're going to start getting some of this marketing. We're going to see this trailer very soon. And I think it's going to become obvious after we do what this move was about and what's going on in that industry. Now, of course, there's all sorts of caveats, and we don't know that it'll actually deliver. We don't know that it will be so significant that maybe Secret Wars is an extension of that and pops off the way that Endgame did. But the way I think of it is they're basically hedging all of their bets with this movie. They're putting basically everything they have into it. It has been described by insiders as having the most sophisticated and expensive marketing campaign in the history of the genre. Probably going to spend $500 million on marketing this movie for a year straight. And I think by the time we get to this time next year, it's going to be at a fever pitch. You know what I mean? That's my predictions, and I think that's why they wanted to avoid it. So that's kind of like the baseline take here. I'm sure you guys have some thoughts, maybe some comments, questions, concerns, maybe some doubters, maybe some haters out there. What do you guys think? Dune and Avengers, same day for me. Incredible marketing move for both studios. Yeah, they clearly didn't see it that way. Dune 3 has Dune 2 to ride off of 3 years ago. Doomsday will have Spider-Man 5 months prior. The lead-up will be unmatched. I truly believe we're about to see something special with this movie and the marketing for it and everything like that. Yeah. They were always going to move because it would have been lost in the sauce with Doomsday, but they didn't move right away, brother. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they were playing chicken. And I don't know that they, like, wanted to move. It's inconvenient. There's like money cost. There's like all kinds of things that go with it. I just want another Top Gun Maverick movie feeling. Okay. I mean, I like that movie too, but what do you think about The Hunt for Gollum? Lord of the Rings movie with Secret Wars. Both will be released December 17th. You know, I really don't know what to think of that Lord of the Rings movie. I really don't. I'd have to know more about it. It almost feels like a side adventure thing that's trying to cash in on the nostalgia of all the old characters, but we'll see. Dune will make $1 billion plus, no problem. Well, it's never done that. The first one made like 4. The second one made like 6 something, maybe 7. So it's literally never happened, but it could. I mean, I think Dune is on a great trajectory, but yeah. What's your opinion on Hot Rabbits? Lola Bunny, Judy Hopps. I don't know who Judy Hopps is. I think Lola's from Looney Tunes or some shit. I'll tell you this, cool, but I don't have a strong opinion on it either way. Hey, do you think Doomsday trailer could release on the 7th? I'm hoping that happens. I don't know. I don't know about that, bud. What was with some of the smaller scooper leaker accounts saying Daredevil getting delayed another couple of months? So it was left off of some documentation that people expected it to be on, and I think people just drew the conclusion that it was going to be delayed, which it could be. I haven't heard anything about that, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Morning, Josh. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. Need the trailer already. Yes, and you know what else I'll say about this too? The stonks are going up. Okay, not like the actual stonks, like that might be over, like the whole world economy is melting down, you know, get some gold, get some silver. But the Marvel stonks are going up. And I think I could tell you this completely honestly. If you are a person that believes Doomsday is going to pop off, which, by the way, throw a 1 into the chat if you are one of those people. I know not all of you are there, and that's fine. But if you are one of those people, you are early. Like, the stonk is going up, and you are early. The whole world has not woken up to what this is. And I can't blame them, because Marvel fell the fuck off, and shit's been goobly glob for years. But this is the solution. And this is an event, and this is going to be crazy. And so you're early. We're all early. Other people haven't even figured it out. Now, maybe the trailer in potentially a couple of days, potentially a couple of weeks, maybe the trailer begins to shift that conversation. And by the way, that's what it's designed to do. That's what Gore said, right? He described it as a Hail Mary. So great moogly googly. I think we're about to pop off. I wish we could all go see it together. We might be able to. I can't make a decision on that. Either way, we're going to do Secret Wars. I always promised we'd do Secret Wars, but we'll probably do a Doomsday showing together. We got about a year to figure it out. It will be nowhere as good as Hickman's Secret Wars. I've already accepted that. Yeah, that's probably a safe thing to accept. I mean, Hickman's stuff, that was a very special book, and the whole run leading up to it, like those 3 to 4 years of books, like it's going to be hard to replicate that. That might be the greatest story ever told in comics, frankly. So that's a high bar, but that does not mean it's not going to be far better than basically all the shit we've been dealing with, right? CZ Black says, Zootopia is closing in on 700 million. Don't be salty, Josh. I'm not salty because I've seen that it's declining rather rapidly and might actually miss $1 billion. I'm not salty. It could never live up to the Hickman stuff, and that's okay. Yes. Cap? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll make $1 billion. I don't know. I'm afraid if Avatar 3 gets released earlier in other countries, days before December 19th, some guy will record on his phone and post it all over the internet. That might happen, brother. You know what I mean? That might happen. I doubt the teaser hype will stay after Wonder Man, Daredevil, and Vision Quest. Oh my God, bro. I mean, look, you're speaking my language because you know me. Cancel. I would have canceled so much shit, dude. Everybody got so butthurt at me. Remember when, like, I was like, literally after Hawkeye, I was like, they probably should just start canceling these things. And everybody's like, and got all mad. Years later, yeah, they definitely should have canceled that shit. Hawkeye was good? No, it wasn't. Literally, no, it wasn't. The third episode's good. I'll give you that. Taylor will be online before Avatar releases in theaters. Possible. Yeah, it's possible. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't, Carl. I could do this all day. I got to get an Uno reverse card. I just got to start pulling Uno reverse cards on you guys. Hawkeye was incredible, Joshua. Oh, my God. No, it wasn't. Guys, no, it wasn't. They shouldn't have called it Hawkeye. They should have called it Hawkeye Hangs Out with the Girls. Kate Bishop, they did a whole fucking Yelena backstory issue. And then it's all about fucking Echo. Get the fuck out of my face. It was terrible. Loved Hawkeye? Jesus. Hawkeye was okay. There's some good stuff in there. But the sum of its parts was dog shit. Echo was so random, I skipped it. You know what's wild about Echo? Decent little show, and then the worst finale I've ever seen. A finale so bad, I dare not say what I was about to say, actually. It was very bad. Hawkeye was way better on a second rewatch. There's a statement you'll never hear come out of my mouth. Preach. Vision Quest and Daredevil will be peak MCU. Well, Daredevil has a good shot. I think maybe Vision Quest as well. That guy, that Star Trek guy, is actually pretty brilliant. Wonder Man, they're binging. They're dropping that early January. They're dropping that shit early January all at once, which is great because that means like 1 week, 2 weeks tops of having to field questions about it from you guys. Loki's the only good show. Loki's the best show. I actually think WandaVision was strong, but a lot of the stuff they removed from it makes it kind of feel fruitless, really. Yeah. It holds up better than the other shows, especially the blip stuff. Man, again, like I could agree that the craftsmanship was there. I can agree that there's fun MCU connection and flavor, but the show was literally trying to set up the girls. And maybe you're not as sensitive to that, but dude, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Shang-Chi equal 4 out of 10. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, Simu is wild, and he has a lot of opinions, most of which I try to tune out. But that movie is incredible. That's a wild take, dude. Shang-Chi is great. That is a great movie. What would you give Agatha out of 10? 7 or 8. 7 or 8. Way better than I thought. And episode 7 of Agatha is actually some of the best writing in Marvel, frankly. But I still would have canceled that show. Sorry, still would have done it. I still would have canceled it. And then I would have put Jack on something great, something that mattered, something with Wanda. Like, make the actual thing. Part of the problem was they were piecemealing. It's piecemealing and setup. And it's just like, nah, that ain't it. Josh, no. Has Simu been hella out of pocket or what? I mean, that kind of, your mileage may vary, man. You know what I mean? Some people think he's like a champion of whatever. I just think he's kind of whiny, but your mileage may vary. And by the way, that's fine. Like, I don't really, like, who gives a shit? He's a good actor. I care because he's good at pretending to be Shang-Chi. You know what I mean? Agatha could be in Doomsday or Secret Wars, Billy's Ghost t-shirt. Don't care if it's a small cameo. I mean, sure. Sure. Josh is an Aquafina fan. No, I actually prefer Smart Water. Aquafina is not bad, but I'm a Smart Water guy. What if Thor is evil Odin from Prime Universe? Ooh. Or what if he's Balder the Brave? But yes, also that. Just give me an X-Men phase now. It's coming. It's coming. Rolling around the bend. Hawkeye greater than Shang-Chi. Damn, dude. I don't know what you had for breakfast, but you're wilding, man. That is crazy. Agatha was peak MCU. It was. It was maybe the best version of MCU, and also get it out of here. Which was worse in your opinion, Secret Invasion or Echo ending? Secret Invasion is so much worse because Echo's terrible, but really, like, it's Echo, right? Like, who gives a shit? Secret Invasion's bad because it's like, dude, it's fucking Rhodey and Sam Jackson's Nick Fury. How did they fuck that up that bad? That show is so crazy bad. Like, there's nothing redeemable about that show. That was crazy, dude. That was the moment where a lot of people just were like, What would you want to see? Would you want to see Iron Fist come back? Yeah, but do Danny Rand. Do Danny Rand, dude. Like, what are we doing here? Danny Rand has an incredible backstory. He's an incredible character. What are we doing here? You gonna watch the Punisher special? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Gaia is peak MCU. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's all the stuff there, guys. Those are our main topics. You know what I want to do now? Hang on. You know what I want to do now? Chat. I want to ask you a question, and I want to look at some of the first. Oh, actually, there's two more things I want to do. Let's do some Avatar shit first, and then we'll do a little Marvel stuff. Okay. So, would I read your member chat? Yeah. Let me see here. Where's it at, bud? Zootopia closing in on 7. Much love, gang. Missed a bunch of streams while job hunting, but it's nice to be back. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. Avengers for life. Unite. Appreciate you, buddy. You're still more hyped for Mando and Grogu than Doomsday. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's a question for you guys. What is your perception of Avatar, Fire, and Ash? Because first reactions have hit the web. Do you guys Like, what are you hearing? What do you think? Rossi says, I have a vendetta against Trevor because of Iron Man 3. Any project with him in it should be canceled. Yeah, I didn't like the Trevor thing either, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Yes, it is Avatar. Fire and Ice. Wait, what? Can't wait. If Doom is going around killing, we'll get into that later, Joe. Appreciate you, though. Hate Avatar movies in general. What? Ain't no way. There ain't no way a bunch of you are going to defend the fucking Hawkeye show and tell me Jimmy Cameron's epic space fantasy crazy mythology shit is slop. Ain't no way. Ain't no way we're having that. That is crazy. The Hawkeye show is great. Okay, anyway. Holy shit. Yeah, so here, let's talk about this, though. So the Avatar thing, it's kind of like the same thing that happened last time, okay? Where, like, nobody really talks about the movie, not a lot of hype, seemingly. I ask you guys, and you guys are all buttholes about it. And yet, I think the thing's going to make another $1 billion, and I think the reactions to it have been incredible. So check this out, because you need to learn. Okay? So straddle up. Straddle up. Let's look at some things here. Josh Tyler. You all know Josh. I don't know Josh. Avatar Fire and Ash is a visual feast. You never hear that. That somehow outdoes everything that came before it. The story takes bold swings, lands surprises you never expect, and proves James Cameron is still operating on a different level. Hard to believe, but it's one of the best in the trilogy so far. Chat, what do you think about that? Where are all you haters at now? Hey, Cool Bear. What do you think? Let's keep going. Brandon Hodges. You all know Brandon. Avatar Fire and Ash is the darkest and dreamiest of the three, with epic action foiling a nearly biblical rumination on tested faith and loss. God damn, they turned this dude into Shakespeare. If it spends too much time messily restaging series highs, it's only to come full circle. Frustrating, exhilarating, and transcendent. Wow. Holy. He follows up here and says, I'll add Fire and Ash is so dense with characters, plot arcs, and thematic ideas, many only gestured at in shorthand. You get the sense Cameron knew this might be his last Avatar, so he threw in everything he could. I'm not the first to say it, but it's his Return of the Jedi. That's actually something a lot of other people are saying as well. It's his Return of the Jedi. Yeah. So, I don't know, Chad, are you ready to admit you were fucking wrong and this shit's about to slap? Aaron P. says, Avatar Fire and Ash is freaky as fuck, but we all knew it was going to happen. He's talking about banging, wild-ass, mystery, religion-esque, mother goddess, shamantic Na'vi. And if you can't get down with that, I don't want to hear from you. Let's see what else. Here's a cool meme. You like Na'vi girls? I love them. I love them. Me too. Avatar Fire and Ash is a monumental cinematic achievement. Astonishing, boundary-pushing visuals are accompanied by an enthralling narrative filled with poignant commentary and genuinely moving character work. By far the best Avatar movie. Epic, ambitious, heartfelt. A must-see. Jimmy Cameron has motherfuckers pulling out the thesaurus. Are you paying attention? My God. I'm so excited for this movie. Let's read a couple more. Avatar is praised for visuals and spectacle, but the franchise has created incredibly rich characters too. And Fire and Ash is at its best when it's exploring the spiritual and familial relations between them. Spider and Kiri's storylines are particular highlights. A bit of new Pandora lore as we get are the most interesting parts of Avatar Fire and Ash, but we barely scratch the surface thanks to the plot spread too thin that requires abrupt jumps between stories. There's a set piece in the first act that's essentially the best this year. Yes, Avatar Fire and Ash is still one of the best movies of the year, but the standings are high for a movie like this. And ultimately, it feels underwhelming. Okay, we're going to stop reading this one. No, I'm just kidding. All in all, a 4 out of 5. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. Okay, so this guy was speaking praise, but also like saying it was a bit underwhelming. And I've seen that too. All right, let's see here. Here, let's see what Nadia says. You guys all know Nadia. Avatar Fire and Ash is gorgeous spectacle, the most memorable and emotional narrative of the 3 films. Repetitive beats and rushed finale aside. Okay, so there's some of the criticism. James Cameron delivers on the thrills and gets freakier with the visuals. Ona Chaplin is stellar and should have been in it more. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, wow, wee wah. Speaking to that freaky shit again. Interesting. Let's see here. People are saying Fire and Ash repeat stuff from the previous movies as a critique. You mean to tell me Big Jim is going to do the shit I loved again? Sign me up. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so this one's a seemingly more negative one. He says, even if it's a slight step down from its predecessor, Avatar Fire and Ash is nothing short of incredible. The angriest, darkest, and most emotionally charged entry in the series so far. Stephen Lang's Quaritch is absolutely legendary villain. Never doubt Big Jim Cameron. That's what I'm saying, chat. Never doubt Big Jimmy C. We'll read 2 more. The Ash clan here is described as a reflection of the worst side of the Na'vi filled with anger and rage after their civilization was destroyed by the volcanic eruption. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Okay, so there's some more stuff. There's the red carpet, etc., blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I wanted to go over those. Now, let me just ask you honestly here, guys. Because a lot of you threw your ones into the chat. You know, you weren't feeling it, etc., etc. Did those reactions do anything for you? Are you now more open to seeing it? And also, did you see the last one in theaters? Because it made a lot of money. Like, I'm not a mathematician, but like it kind of feels like a lot of people saw that one. You know? You did not? What? Adam, you didn't see it in theaters? Ain't no way. Way of Waters was incredible in theaters, yeah. What? Dude. What? No and no? Steven Seagal, I'm disappointed in you. Josh, if the Avatar movies are so good, why do we forget about them immediately after they came out? T2 is still rewatchable and talked about today. Avatar movies are okay, not great. No, Charlie. I think they are great. I think they're mythic. I think they're really interesting. I think there's depth there that people like. It's such a fucking pinky out clove cigarette smoking. You know what? How about this? Answer honestly. Answer honestly. I think I know what's going on here. If you put a 1 into the chat, or if you're just a person that's not really feeling Avatar, and you liked Andor, throw a 2 into the chat. I think I see what's going on, eh? I think I got y'all clocked. You're a bunch of Andor lovers. I knew it. Not me, so nice try. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple of 2s in here, a couple of brave folks, but okay. Different strokes for different folks, man, you know? Can I put a 3 if I hated both? Sure, David, but you kind of just did. Andor was so good, you didn't get it. Yeah, exactly. A whole bunch of that. A whole bunch of that energy. You didn't get it. I'm waiting for Avatar 5, then binging. If you don't go see this one, we might not get it, Avatar 5. Jeez. You guys got all mad at me for not going to see fucking Predator Badlands. I can't believe you're treating Jimmy C like this. Like, this is crazy to me. You said $1 billion. We're good. Fair. Predator Badlands was kick-ass. Oh, my God. All right. Name 2 characters from the Avatar movies. Easy. Jake Sully and his twin brother. Hell yeah. What? There's the Avatars, and there's the Marines. Melvin, you son of a bitch! You son of a biscuit! Got him. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you did, Matthew. Well, I'll go watch Quaritch bang out the fucking Avatar biddy if y'all won't, okay? I'll put that shit on my back. I forgot to record this segment. God damn it. All right. Anyway. Den of who's that character? Sure. Fair. Okay, fine. Freaking buttholes. All right, last segment of the day here, guys. Then we'll hang out and chat a little bit, and then we're going to get on out of here. And remember, if you're a member and you're not doing anything tonight, or you can watch it later on the replay if you're a member, but tonight at 7:30, we're going to do another deep dive stream. We're deep diving on all the separate times that Doctor Doom became a god in Marvel Comics. So this will be Secret Wars 1, Secret Wars 2. This will be Children's Crusade. This will be Doom War. And obviously Hickman stuff. And then we'll touch on One World Under Doom and just go through all the different times he got godlike power. What did he do? What was he thinking? Et cetera, okay? So come on by for that tonight at 7:30. But for the last segment today, I want to look at a report, and this came out a little while ago, but it kind of got lost in the sauce, as we like to say over here. And this has to do with the descriptions of the actual character costumes for Avengers Doomsday. And so I want to pull this up and go over it because, number one, it's really cool. Number two, it also potentially connects to some other stuff that we've been talking about recently, okay? So let's just kind of go through it over here. This is an image that is meant to describe what Thor will look like in the film. And it says here, in Avengers Doomsday, Hemsworth's Thor wears sleeveless black armor with a metallic detail and 4 golden circles on his chest, along with black pants and golden boots. He also wears a red cape with a hood, similar to Unworthy Thor from the comics. Now, that does match up with some of those images, those leaked images that were out there, but let's just talk about this. Sleeveless black armor, metallic details, and 4 golden circles on his chest, probably like boom, and the smaller ones down there. Black pants, golden boots, and he also wears a red cape with a hood. That sounds kind of badass, I could get down with that. I think that's a cool look for Thor. What do you guys think? Sound cool? I think that's going to be cool. I wonder, yeah, golden boots, golden lube, all of it. Yeah, I think that's cool, huh? All right, Mackie Sam Wilson, he's wearing the same one from Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, fully red wings. That actually sounds kind of cool. I'm kind of down. Look at this image of ye old Captain Marvel here. Captain Marvel's wearing a red sleeveless upper suit, dark blue on the lower torso, with gold details on the waist and wrists like gloves. A gold star is in the center of her chest, and she's wearing dark blue pants. Her hair is short, similar to her look in Civil War II. So kind of a look like this with the short hair. Interesting. Which, by the way, Bree's not being put out into the marketing right now. And Gary from Nerderotic was like, she's not even in the movie. I think she is in the movie, but likely has only shot promotional stuff right now and will shoot stuff in February of next year. And I do think her role's heavily reduced, but I could be wrong. These two have the same look as they did in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, which, by the way, I think that's the best look Bucky's ever had. Kind of wild, but I think it's the best look he's ever had. The only thing I'd change, and I love his Vibranium thing, the only thing I'd change, though, is, put the red star on this. You know what I mean? Or, just a little bit more of that, old Winter Soldier energy. But overall, incredible look. Maybe his coolest look yet. They describe Black Panther's suit as essentially same style that he's had. Main difference is the neck area. There's a silver claw necklace, traditional symbol of T'Challa. Also, the details that were gold in Wakanda Forever are now purple. So that's kind of interesting, kind of harkening back to, again, the OG, the comic book stuff, right? So yeah, pretty interesting. Ant-Man, and this one's very interesting to me. Ant-Man is wearing red and metallic gray suit. He has a silver helmet with a red visor and antennas. That actually sounds a lot like the version of Tony Stark from Avengers Forever that was an alcoholic and was Ant-Man. Wow, kind of interesting. Shang-Chi in a tight red suit with the black details on the shoulder, chest, and arms, wearing all 10 rings on his wrists. That tracks with things we've seen. Namor appears in black armor with scaly texture on the shoulders and arms, leaving his chest exposed. He's wearing blue pants and holding his trident. So we're getting like Giga Chad Namor, bro. Toussaint's metallic gray? God damn it. We're getting Giga Chad Namor again, and I am about that life, dude. Like, leave it to the Russos. Leave it to the Russos to, like, bring back that kind of energy. Bruce Banner. Now, this is actually really important. Bruce Banner is in his smart Hulk form, but bigger and stronger, resembling the original Savage Hulk, yet still mixed with Smart Hulk. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? The concept art. The concept art. So basically, Smart Hulk is going on TRT. He's getting under the barbell, and he's getting jacked again. Like some bullshit. Well, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I want him to savage out, and the rumors are he is going to savage out in Brand New Day, and that potentially leads to a different version of it. And Maestro, of course, Joey, that's actually a great point, because I do think we're getting Maestro. I think it's possible our Hulk was always Maestro. That Kang took a version of the Maestro Hulk and threw him in as the main Hulk, right? But that's kind of another thing. So that's kind of wild. Jennifer Walters appears in Hulk form wearing a sporty uniform in purple, black, and white, similar to the one in the series. The difference is that it's sleeveless, highlighting her arms, and she's wearing fully purple pants. She also has fingerless gloves. Now, the question is here, like, is she even in the film? Because right now there's a lot to suggest that she's not in it. Gary said she's not in it. But also, there's some reports that she just won't work with Disney. I think even Shine recently said she won't work with Disney, and so that's why she's not in the movie. Literally, no loss. I think they can use Jennifer and actually have her be awesome. By the way, the Jennifer in the Cosmic Invasion 2D fighter is so much better than the one we got with, what's-her-face. So I frankly don't care. I think She-Hulk needs recast either way for the reset. Maybe there's a way that she could have some shine in these next two movies. Maybe not. Maybe not. And honestly, I don't care. M'Baku is wearing an imposing white gorilla outfit covering his entire body with fur and is holding his staff. That sounds badass. That sounds kind of badass. And by the way, that dude is awesome. Winston Duke? Incredible actor. So glad that he's going to get some shine. Huge dude, too. Gambit wearing a black shirt, purple pants with black detailing, layered chains around his neck, and a hooded blazer. Interesting, man. I mean, that sounds like a great look for him. Sounds pretty traditional. Very, very interesting. But hang on. Storm in an all-white outfit with a flowing cape. Now, wait a minute. Is Storm even in a movie? Now, again, I just want to explain something that could be happening here. I think they planned for all of these characters. And I think they did things like concept art for all of these characters. It is possible not all of them are going to be in the movie. So this should be obvious, but we've seen a lot of concept art from Marvel over the years that doesn't come to fruition. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is coming from concept art and maybe she's not in the movie. But if she is, she seems to be wearing the classic white with the flowing cape, which I think is awesome. Now, Cyclops is pretty much confirmed. He's in his classic yellow and blue suit. That is awesome. Very excited about that. And from what I've heard, Cyclops has a lot to do and potentially a lot to do in Secret Wars as well, which is really cool. A good heroic version of Scarlet Witch is mentioned. And he says that he's seen some designs of her, described her with a tight, long red dress that goes up to her legs, red gloves, and her signature headpiece. That's been said by others as well, so it seems corroborated. Whether or not that's actually what it is, we're not really sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, this is coming from James Mack, and I'm not going to go over everything James Mack says. I'm not going to go over everything that Majestic says, and I do think they are sort of recycling a lot of older scoops at this point. But I'm always cognizant of, like, when are they saying something that maybe we've heard a version of it before, but they're adding to it? When are they maybe saying a little bit more than what we've heard in the past? And I think they hard confirm some stuff that, like, maybe Alex Perez and Daniel don't want to hard confirm. So that's always really interesting to me as well. So that, I just wanted to touch on that. What do you think of that? And what do you think of these costumes? I think these are great looks, man. And Marvel, and Doomsday is about to be this movie, right? That's going to have so many of these characters. And to think that we're mostly going to be getting like really nostalgic comic book versions of these characters. Oh, it's so good. It's so cool. I'm excited to see the Magneto stuff, Professor X. I'm excited to see all of that. Can't wait to see them all in Fortnite. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, I'm really excited, dude. And, you know, when it comes particularly to the X-Men, I think this is Kevin basically trying to give shine, not my time to shine, but like actually give shine to these characters, give them a send-off that feels really appropriate. So that's awesome. I want to see how the Russos do Gambit. Channing has chops, and I think he's going to nail it. Yeah, I agree. I, for one, am excited. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I want to see that Namor black suit stuff with a huge tsunami scene. Holy shit. Yeah, if that's real, it'd be awesome. If that's real, that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah, I just think they're cooking, man. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a lot of this confirmed because we'll see some of them in the trailer coming up here. When do you think we'll get a Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer? Probably early next year. Maybe for the Super Bowl. Do you like shawarma? Never had it, actually. Never had it. Absolute peakness. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. How do you think the Doomsday trailer will look, and how do you think they'll show? I know you're talking about Avatar, but I'm more interested in your Marvel takes. Yeah, totally. I think the trailer is going to be between a minute and 2 minutes. I think it's going to show way more than people think. I think it's going to blow people's minds. Because it's action heavy, like, and the action isn't all explicitly explained. Like, even in that one leaked description, they were like, we see massive battles led by Doom himself. We don't know what that could be. And you could show 6 different battles in like 10 seconds. Yeah, I know. So we'll see. You should do a breakdown of when Doom could have been mentioned in the MCU up until where we're currently at. Yeah, we're working on several video series that are going to break down all sorts of elements on that over the next year as we head towards Doomsday, but also heading towards Secret Wars. You watching the pay-per-view this weekend? Last one before Paramount. Yeah, and it's a good one. I really, really like that Joshua kid. Joshua Van. I love watching him fight, dude. His hands are crazy. So I'm excited that he's on the card, but it's a really good card. Just overall, it's a really good card. So yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah. Space King 4 drops Saturday. Well, there you go. Another reason to be looking forward to Saturday, man. It's going to be awesome. Nerd Greg, how you doing, brother? All right. Any last minute talk about these descriptions here before we get on out of here? That dude is built different. Absolutely he is, yeah. Next year for New York Comic Con, we cosplay and all go eat shawarma at the place the Avengers ate. That would be really fun, actually. Yeah, that would be fun. We could figure something like that out. Do you think we get Doomsday info at CCXP? I do. I'm not sure what, but I do. I think they're going to show us some stuff. Yeah. Did Armor Wars get turned into Vision Quest? No, Armor Wars got canceled. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're trying to do over here, bud. Appreciate you, man. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, bud. You have the coolest family. I hope the day one day I can have a family like you. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I have. I mean, I got lucky in a lot of ways, right? I have an incredible, beautiful, brilliant wife, and my children are beautiful, healthy, strong, curious. Yeah, yeah, blessed. Hope they do a 24-hour countdown to the teaser. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Yeah, I'd be into that. How old are the kids now? Liam's 3. Athena will turn 1 in just a couple of weeks. Her birthday is January 1st. So she will be 1 on the 1st of next year. Greg and Lizzie, hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. Do you think the Iron Man variant will be played by RDJ or somebody else? Maybe both, but I'm leaning towards RDJ. Having any more kids? We've thought about it. We're going to take a little break. 2 is pretty wild, you know. We always wanted 5. Like, I always wanted a big family. But we're going to chill a little bit and then maybe revisit. Yeah. Soul Jacka says, does Disney have input for Brand New Day, or is it all just Sony? Still confused about the whole partnership deal. Oh, yeah. So it is a produced through Marvel Studios movie. It's a 25-75% deal, meaning 25% of the financing and 25% of the profit goes to Marvel. Sony gets 75%. So they're the controlling entity, but here's the difference. They must, Kevin produces the movies. So it goes through Marvel Studios, but Sony has the lion's share of the money spent, meaning then decisions on how that money's spent, right? But ultimately, the film is produced through Marvel Studios. It's actually an incredibly unique relationship. And Amy Pascal and Kevin have talked about it. Like, dude, it probably would never happen again. And they literally just did it for the fans, you know? And by the way, that's why Sony, which it used to be like 90-10, I think, or something like that. That's why Sony, after Far From Home, was like, bro, we don't need Kevin Feige. You know what I mean? And they did. Josh gonna have oops, 3rd kid, LOL. Let's hope not. I mean, look, here's the thing. The truth is, it's very difficult to sustain Warhammer as a hobby and having multiple children. Children are really expensive, and so is Warhammer. So I'm like, you know, it's like, look, 11th edition's coming out. You know, I could build more. I need more Tau, you know. I'm hoping the Custodes get a new refresh, you know. Dark Angel stuff, hopefully a little more of that, so. Do you think Holland Spider-Man will die in this movie and be brought back by Venom in the Avengers, like the comics? Something like that could happen, yeah. Something like that could happen. I've heard that was going to happen, but they've did so many changes to it, you know. What is Warhammer? Oh, dude, Warhammer is the greatest nerdy thing that ever was. If you're a nerd and you like cool characters, badass action, well thought out lore, well thought out stories, and a connected universe, Warhammer is the final boss. You got to check it out. It's absolutely incredible. Funk Havoc, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Will the Sinister Six be involved in Brand New Day? I don't know. I think it's a bunch of Spider-Man villains. I hope you have twins now, you motherfucker. What's up, brother? Black Suit is still on the whiteboard. I think so, yes. I think so. You're incredible. Thanks, Steven Seagal. You're incredible, too. Especially back in the day when you used to snap necks and cash checks. Zootopia 2 greater than Snorehammer. All right, that's going to do it for today. Appreciate you guys for being here. Much love. I'm going to sit and listen to that shit. You know what we could do, though? 50 years of Games Workshop. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. This is how I read my comics, too. So the reading comprehension is, like, pretty bad, you know. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. So cool. Hey, don't say that, Adam. Hey, you don't say that, X9008. Sheesh. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the support on all the content lately. I really appreciate it. We will be live tonight at 7:30 for the members, and we're deep diving on Doctor Doom. Tomorrow's stream, probably around noon, guys. I'll let you know, but probably around noon. And then I'm taking Friday off, but Saturday's crazy. We'll probably stream on Saturday, okay? So look out for all of that. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Much love. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.
The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Oh, we start from the top? We can. Yeah, we have to turn the mic up. Yeah, let's do it. Check, yeah. My timepiece shine different dimensions. Voice of God calling me from various extensions. High tension, fucking with my attention. Did I mention peace and anxiety, my contention? Fucking henchman, come now, peep the poetics. Interstellar travel through the third, I don't regret it. Feel like he been locked inside a cage even though he been vetted. Thoughts of depression while he on Reddit, come now get it. Your mind's a dark room, focused on the negative. Just let your life develop, boy, don't get ahead of it. Young and on the rise, had no one to advise. Terrified of demise in a world that lies. Underground, he was born, always dreamed of the skies. Deep down, he was torn till he realized that none of it really matters anyway. Any day you could turn your tables like Premiere and renovate. Yes, he a genius, but he do not give a fuck to annotate. He got that Abagnale mentality, but don't manipulate. He driven with no interstate, it ain't no need to innovate. And are we on the subject? Don't need to reflect, but still do. Living in the depths of fear inside of you will kill you. That's the real you, and leave your dreams in the rear view. He got that clear view, and honestly, I really think he trying to get it. He like Joker and Haley, and one asylum, yeah, that's too committed. And yes, I'm focused like a first AC. I pass the bills to my bitch like AOC. Fighting a life shit, but hell no, you ain't sipping for free. I keep it low key, like above the space bar. See, young and on the rise, had no one to advise. Terrified of demise in a world that lies. Underground, he was born, always dreamed of the skies. Deep down, he was torn till he realized. Focus on the love that you're surrounded by. I wonder why this world is always trying to drown the guy. The water's rising all around me, wonder can it drown the sky? Thinking every day I feel like Thanos, infinite ammo. Done more tours than camo. Me and my famo, sipping scotch, getting blammo. Pour another handle. My family history with addiction, don't hold a candle. My diction will dismantle any television with infinite channels. Peep the English, word to Chuck, now let me sing this. So let me to bring this into the forefrontal lobe. Never thought this shit would go from the basement to around the globe. Circumnavigation, you know he constantly in rotation. Shotgun and blunts like shoguns coming for cuts. Assassin, 7 samurai steadily slashing. Now imagine rhyming without a passion. Whiplashing due to envy and never compassion. It's like snake eater without a ration. Forget about the art, let's check yourself before you cash in. Remember them lashings, they never lash out. Internally exhausted and passed out. Focus on the path, don't ruminate on the past route. Stand on your business, hold up, stand on your business. Man, fuck a wish list, can't live your life like it's on layaway. Living like it's only a day away, it's only now, homie. So do it now, homie, all we got is now, homie. So hold it down, homie, I got it now, homie. You got it now, homie, all we got is now, homie. All we got is now, homie, all we got is now.
Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, another happy landing. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Good vibes in the tower. Good vibes in the tower, and I really appreciate nobody bringing up the gambling. That's real chill too. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm staring like I usually do into the camera. You just can't see it. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Get on out of here, man. I'll see some of you tonight. Do me a favor on your way out. Actually, make it 2. Open up your third eye and watch out your stinky butt.
Get paid, I ain't fucking you for hours. Shoes all white, like I stepped up in some powder. Trying to stay high, but life is a downer. Everything's a feat when your living ain't free. Couple old bitches, and I know they hate me. Bitch, swimming in the women, and I think I'm waist deep. Turn on your TV, cause I live in HD. You better watch me. I know you love to watch me. Just turn on your TV. You can probably see me. Yeah. I said watch me. I know you love to watch me. Cause nigga, I'm in HD. My nigga, I'm in HD. You in trouble now, don't ask me to dumb it down. Every time I come around, these hoes just be fucking now. Holy cow, if there is a problem, I'm sure that we can work it out. I don't talk to snakes and you looking like a serpent now. Never do drugs, that is what my mama told me. What? Now I'm getting high, shout out to my big homie. Yeah. Are you playing defense? Cause I think that I'm Kobe. Nigga. Stacking this for 4 weeks, got green like a foley. Yeah. Clover, I know her, I show her. She rode it like a bull, I gave her the dozer. That ass so fat, it's making my toes curl. And who we talking about? It probably be your girl. And that's how the world is. And my generation so selfish. But you know, these niggas can't help it. Tryna go against me must got a death wish. That's for sure. You better watch me. I know you love to watch me. Just turn on your TV. You can probably see me. I said watch me. I know you love to watch me. Cause nigga, I'm in HD. My nigga, I'm in HD.
This is just another cry for help. I'm moving to Jerusalem. Assume I'll crucify myself. The flow is hot, the fire melt. The diamonds to Orion's belt. Splash into a giant well. Motherfucking cannonball. Yeah, I got the long sleeve polo on. Groupies sucking dick. I'm busting quick cause they don't know my song. And true love bitches, so we go along. Fuck her in my guest room. The pussy helps stress too. Hold on. Your heart's broken, you need to get your pockets fixed. You done a lot of work and shall remain anonymous. The flow is bottomless, it come around like karma quick. And boys turn to man at the end of the road. Yeah, ain't nothing more important than your family. I could do without the money and my sanity. I bust a nut, put the condom on the vanity. Only ones with ID Labs tatted, that's Sedan and me.
You better watch me.
Bitch,
I know you love to watch me.